This is United Network News with Sunny Galt, Calen Gipp, Kimberly Gogan, and our field messengers from around the world. Here's today's real news.
With the cost of living crisis hitting hard in Australia, people are ditching big supermarkets and heading to farmers markets and roadside stalls. Grocery prices are climbing, so people are looking for ways to stretch their budgets and directly connect with local food suppliers. People say farmers markets offer stable prices and fresher quality compared to the big chains.
The Australian government is investigating major supermarkets like Coles and Woolworths over claims of price gouging. Despite these allegations, the supermarkets have denied any wrongdoing, even as they report record profits.
Week last week for the Breeze taking on corporate Australia, and we did learn a few things. We learned that the CEOs don't like talking about the massive billion-dollar-plus profits that Australian supermarket giants are making, and they also don't like talking about their multi-million-dollar salary and bonus packages. And, of course, every single dollar of the supermarket's profits and their CEO's massive remuneration packages comes out of your pockets, the pockets of Australian shoppers. And we also learned the CEOs don't like to be held to account. And, of course, what's happened since then is, quite predictably, their mates in corporate media or mates in other corporations have launched into their defence because they don't like corporate Australia being held to account by politicians who are asking questions for Europe and demanding answers for Europe. The Greens don't care about what corporate Australia thinks about us, holding them to account. We're going to keep fighting, we're going to keep pushing, we're going to keep working to end the price gouging and take on Australia's corporates.
Market analysts suggest a shift in consumer trust away from big supermarkets, fueled by recent legal issues surrounding misleading promotions. This decline in confidence encourages more Australians to explore alternative grocery shopping options. People at local markets are sharing their frustrations and pointing out how supporting local producers keeps money in the community, boosts sustainability, and reduces food miles. For many small producers, selling directly has become essential to avoid the losses that come with selling to bigger chains, which often dictate prices and take large cuts with various fees. This shift away from traditional supermarkets has led to cool new ideas like app-based community food hubs, where consumers can buy directly from Australian suppliers at lower costs. These systems benefit both consumers and local farmers. What started as a fun outing during the pandemic has now become a staple in the food chain, offering affordable and eco-friendly options for the community.
We just got back from the Dandenong markets, so I wanted to give you a little haul of all of the stuff we got. We tray of eggs, some bananas, oranges, cucumbers, parsley, mushrooms, some apples, long eggplants, small eggplants, yellow capsicum, spring onion, 2 heads of broccoli, 2 halves of pumpkin, more spring onion, blueberries, some avocado, a bag of lemons, red capsicum, a bag of carrots, a whole cauliflower, bag of sugar snap peas, some brown onions, a punnet of strawberries, 3 bunches of fresh spinach, a whole bag of garlic, a whole knob of ginger, 6 red potatoes. So much. We spent about $100, but we have got groceries for probably 2 weeks worth of fresh stuff. We also got a pork roast and chicken thighs. So that was all $100, which is pretty impressive. The eggs at the end blew the budget.
Locally grown produce has gained popularity through word of mouth and a growing social media presence. A dedicated page created to highlight stall locations quickly gathered thousands of followers, indicating a strong community interest. Consumers with more disposable income and time are drawn to these stalls despite the inconvenience of traveling a few extra miles, preferring the freshness and variety they offer. The unique step of the farm stalls cuts out the middleman, offering fresh, organic foods at unbeatable prices. Shoppers can find an array of seasonal produce for much less than supermarket prices, showcasing how transparency benefits both growers and buyers within tight-knit communities. Unattended roadside stands are thriving due to customers' honesty. Locals can buy anything from pumpkins and other fresh produce to timber pieces, all sold on a trust-based system with few incidents of theft reported. Payment is made via honesty boxes or direct bank transfers.
I've just opened my roadside stall for the day. It's a lovely sunny morning, so I'm hoping it's going to be a good day. I've just finished work, so let's go check on the stall. Looks like all the flowers have sold. Lots of lovely notes and everyone paid via bank transfer. Time to close and back tomorrow with more flowers.
Honesty remains integral to these transactions, preserving the stall's welcoming atmosphere and showing a shift in consumer behavior where quality, trust, and community take precedence over convenience. As more Australians embrace this shift, the ripple effects on the economy and community are becoming evident. Local markets and stalls provide affordable food options and create stronger community connections.
I just wanted to say that we as consumers have a role to play here. If you've got a farmer's market in your neighborhood, for goodness sake, support it, because then it's a direct relationship between you and the grower. And farmers work so hard to produce this food for us. And also, I'm really sad to see the end of the local greengrocer, the end of the local butcher. We have to do our part and support our local businesses and have a face-to-face relationship with our farmers if we can.
Farmers markets and roadside stalls create a connection between those who grow our food and the people who enjoy it. All over Australia, these markets give you the chance to meet the folks behind your meals. Unlike supermarkets that focus on convenience, farmers markets offer a shopping experience where you can really make a difference.
A guitarist from Hamilton, Montana, inspires others with his talent and resilience, especially through the Wounded Warrior Project. UNN Field Messenger Adaria brings us his inspiring story.
Hello everyone, this is Adaria, and I'm reporting to you from the Farmers Market in Hamilton, Montana, and the beautiful Bitterroot Valley. And today we have with us Mark Southpaw. I'm going to let him tell you all about what he's about. Here you go, Mark. Take it away.
About keeping the music, the music hand high. Make sure that we don't let the quality slip, no matter what, as human beings or musicians or anything else. So.
Okay, so I understand you work with veterans.
Yeah, I've been part of the Wounded Warriors Project here locally, putting shows on and doing shows just to promote vets getting back on their feet, here and down in Central Coast of California.
Yeah, because you actually have just the left arm.
Yep, you bet. Never been a vet myself, but we have an understanding. As an amputee, I can give them some shortcuts possibly, or just help help boosting them.
Yeah, and give them some more incentive to go on with life and let's get it on.
You bet. It's not over.
That's right.
Yeah. What's an arm compared to a lifetime? Come on.
Okay, well, are you ready to show us what you do?
Sure, why not?
All right, let's go, Mark. inspiration to so many people around the world.
Let's not give up, kiddos. Yeah. Life's short. This life's short enough, man. Let's push it.
All right.
Push our limits.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Have a blessed day.
You too. Stay fearless.
In recent years, homeschooling has seen an unprecedented surge across the United States. Traditionally, a path chosen by a smaller segment of families, homeschooling became more mainstream during the COVID lockdowns, when many families opted for alternative schooling methods due to health and safety concerns. While some expected the numbers to level off once traditional schools reopened, data from the 2023-24 school year indicates that homeschooling is still on the rise.
There are currently 3.7 million children in the U.S. who are homeschooled, and that number is getting larger every year. A recent report from the Johns Hopkins Institute analyzed data from 21 states. 19 of those states saw a significant rise in homeschooling year over year. North Dakota and Wyoming hit all-time highs, with homeschooling up by 24% and 8% respectively over the previous year. Rhode Island experienced an even more dramatic 67% increase. With numbers like these, it's clear more and more parents are looking for a change when it comes to their children's education. And some of those parents are also teachers.
So why are former teachers and educators homeschooling their kids? Well, first, we know it's not that hard to do, and especially with the myriad of resources out there, from amazing curriculum to all of the social outlets and sports and co-ops and classes, and it's really easy now to give your kids a rich childhood and education. In fact, the one thing being in education for 20 years has taught me is that you do not need to be trained as a teacher in order to teach your kids.
Homeschooling in the U.S. has become more diverse in recent years, attracting families from a wide range of socioeconomic, racial, and cultural backgrounds. Demographic studies reveal the homeschooling population is no longer predominantly rural or religious, as it once was, but instead reflects an increasingly varied and dynamic cross-section of American society. Safety concerns are one of the primary reasons many parents choose to homeschool their children. In recent years, issues such as bullying, school violence, mental health, and the pandemic have heightened parental concerns about safety in traditional school settings. According to the National Center for Educational Statistics, or NCES, nearly 34% of parents cited concerns about the school environment, such as safety, drugs, and negative peer pressure as a primary reason for homeschooling. Many parents are also dissatisfied with the public education curriculum due to concerns about its content, structure, and lack of adaptability to individual student needs. Public school curricula are typically designed to fit the needs of a broad student population, which can leave some students feeling unchallenged while others struggling to keep up. Parents often feel that this approach fails to address their child's unique learning pace, interests, or abilities. The high focus on standardized testing means that much of the curriculum is designed around test preparation, often at the expense of creativity, critical thinking, and real-world skills.
Did you know that home-educated children perform better than those children who go through the schooling system? Honestly, go ahead and Google it. Home ed children score 15 to 30% higher than those children who have been through the public schooling system. And this is across all subjects. But why? Well, I can tell you why. It's because they are not forced to learn. They create a love for learning and have the freedom to focus on the subjects that they're actually interested in.
Homeschooling curriculum in the U.S. is incredibly diverse, giving families the flexibility to choose educational approaches that best fit their values, goals, and children's learning styles. There's still textbook-based curriculum, which covers many of the same subjects you'd find in a traditional school. But there's other options as well, including full online programs. This is structured learning online, complete with teachers, assignments, and interactive activities. Kids can also enroll in self-paced online courses. And there's child-led learning, sometimes referred to as unschooling, which focuses more on practical life experiences based on the child's own curiosity. Brett Pike started an online homeschooling group in 2020. He now creates lessons and publishes books to help more parents encourage critical thinking with their children, something you don't see in the public school system.
And the number one lesson in public schools is truth comes from authority. It's the number one lesson. So you repeat what the teacher says, you repeat what the textbook says, you get a good grade, your self-esteem, provisional self-esteem is tied to that, right? If the teacher puts the A on that paper, well, now I'm good. If they put an F on that paper, well, now I'm dumb. And that's how we're brought up, right? Even this intellectual dependency where we only study the things that the school system tells us to study. So you go to school from 3 years old to 18 years old, and you never once just say, this is what I want to study, so now I'm going to look into that. No, 15 consecutive years of this is what you work on. And of course, that's training young people to be employees. They're saying you sit where you're told to sit, when you're told to sit there. You know, you ask to go to the bathroom, you clock in, you clock out, you do the work you're told to do when you're told to do it. Your boss decides if you did a good job, and you never decide what you want to work on. This is that Rockefeller system.
Homeschooling requirements in the United States vary significantly by state, reflecting diverse approaches to education regulation. Most states require parents to notify local education authorities of their intent to homeschool, with some mandating a formal notice of intent at the beginning of each school year. Parental qualifications differ, as some states stipulate that homeschooling parents must have a minimum level of education, while others impose no such requirements. Many states outline specific subjects that must be covered in the homeschool curriculum, but the degree of detail varies widely. Assessment requirements also differ. Some states mandate standardized testing or periodic evaluations to monitor student progress, while others have no testing obligations at all. Additionally, record-keeping and reporting requirements can range from annual progress reports to minimal oversight.
Ultimately, the decision to homeschool should be based on careful consideration of your child's needs, your family dynamics, and your educational goals. Homeschooling can be a rewarding experience that fosters a love of learning and a deep family connection, but it also takes some commitment and planning. By reflecting on these key aspects, you can determine whether homeschooling is the right fit for your family. Whatever you decide, the most important thing is to create a nurturing and enriching environment that supports your child's growth and development.
Wings of Hope is a therapeutic equestrian center, providing healing for individuals facing physical, mental, or emotional challenges. UNN Field Messenger Kathy interviews the executive director of this amazing organization.
Hi, I'm Kathy, Field Messenger for United Network News. I'm here at a wonderful healing place called Wings of Hope Equitherapy, and I'm with Allison Gross, the director, and she has a unique story, and this place has a unique story. It was started by two ladies who saw a need, and they just went about to fulfill it. So I want to tell you a little bit about Allison and share her story. So I'm here with Allison Gross. She is the director of Wings of Hope Equitherapy. She's been here since she was a teenager. She started out as a teenage volunteer, and she's worn many hats through the years.
So horses are amazing creatures. God was very thoughtful and thorough when he created them. So at Wings of Hope here in Cleveland, Texas, we serve anybody with a physical, mental, or emotional challenge. And often we serve children who maybe are born with spina bifida or cerebral palsy. And so they may or not learn how to walk like you or I. So horses are just amazing creatures. They really respond off of the atmosphere and the energy that surrounds them. So if you have PTSD, you may look calm and cool on the outside, but on the inside it could be all butterflies and anxious nerves, or it could be anger. And so a horse will sense that. And a horse allows doors to be opened for things to be addressed in the moment, to be kind of a mirror image.
That is so cool. Well, Allison, thank you so much for sharing. I hope our audience will get an idea of the amazing abilities that horses have. This is Kathy reporting for United Network News. Thanks for watching.
In Sweden, a tractor competition brings together enthusiasts and families to celebrate agricultural heritage. UNN Field Messenger Simone takes us to this lively event.
This is Simone, and I am right now in Malmköping in Sweden, and we are watching here a competition of tractors. They're all trying to do their best to make the most straight line, and like literally almost I don't know how many dozens of tractors, and we will see how they do.
Don't feed the people. You have to ask.
So behind me you see a really big tractor. It's a monster, but very effective, I'm sure. But this one is just on display while the other one is doing the actual competition. It's a really pleasant day today. It's absolutely beautifully warm, and people are enjoying their day out.
My name is Johan Landin, and I'm here driving the tractor for the audience. Nice day and nice weather.
And are you doing this for a long time, many years? Or just recently?
How old can I be? Maybe 10 years. 10 years old.
10 years?
Yeah, now I'm 22, so 12 years.
So this whole thing for about, yeah. And is it kind of like showing that farming is still good? Everybody loves farming.
Well, it's most old tractors.
Exactly.
It's fun to show that they still work.
Absolutely.
In the poor weather.
I know, isn't that fantastic?
It's fantastic.
What work they can do, in one day, the whole thing can be done.
Yeah, the whole field can be done. We have a bunch of different tractors. We have one that is 50 years old, and mine is from 1962, so it's 60 years.
Like even when we come up with new ideas, the traditional things are still the foundation for everything.
Yeah, it's the foundation for everything.
Yes.
Well, these new things is amazing, but these old things, they just change the old and do the service. They keep on running.
Do the work. All right, since I'm a farmer at heart and an organic farmer like myself, I really, really love to put some support and emphasis on the basically traditional farming methods. And of course, we can always learn more and get new ideas and implement better ways. But the fact that these people appreciate farming so much, I'm absolutely, totally delighted to see it.
Across many South African communities, the presence of outdated sanitation systems continues to affect daily life, raising concerns about public health and human dignity. Instead of modern flushing toilets, many households still rely on pit latrines and bucket toilets, facilities that are inconvenient, unsanitary, and unsafe. Families living with these conditions encounter numerous challenges, from exposure to health hazards to enduring the indignity of inadequate sanitation.
Initiated in 2012, the Bucket Eradication Program has experienced numerous problems, including changes in departmental responsibilities and the involvement of multiple implementing agents. Originally under the Human Settlements Department's purview, responsibility shifted to the Water and Sanitation Department in 2014. The ambitious goal was to remove more than 50,000 bucket toilets from formal settlements across 4 provinces. Unfortunately, similar efforts have not extended to informal settlements, where many people continue to rely on bucket toilets.
This pit toilet system in this area of KwaMashu has been in existence since the dawn of democracy. Many years later, the residents here have still never used a flushing toilet in their homes. To add to that, the pit toilets haven't been serviced in over 6 years, posing a threat to the health of many.
Kuyimanje nawe uthungena uzwe ukuthi ngoba izindlu isondelene nje kuyanuka. Ishuthi nje ipollution nje kuyanuka nje umoya. So kuyi challenge because nama ngikwazi ukubasiza. Le ndaba yalama toilet isithatha isikhathi kakhulu.
Many of the toilets you see here have live maggots, no matter how hard residents try to clean them out themselves. This has caused many health issues. To add to their woes, water is also scarce.
Despite efforts, eradicating bucket toilets has proven more difficult than anticipated. Officials acknowledge that even if the current programs succeed, bucket toilets might still persist, especially in informal areas. While the majority of projects aim for completion by December 2024, full resolution is not expected until March 2026. Ongoing issues like unsuitable infrastructure and high water tables further complicate progress. The ongoing neglect in sanitation improvements in South Africa's Free State and Northern Cape provinces has raised serious concerns. The Congress of South African Trade Unions expressed disbelief at the Department of Water and Sanitation's failure to utilize a substantial portion of the budget allocated for replacing bucket toilets.
Ek is plus minus 20 jaar hier in die plakker. Daar was die toilets nie. Ons het ons eie toilets gemaak. Die toilets kom met overrocks, so ek dink seker nou so 10, 11 jaar terug. Ze krijgen het. Maar toen stop die project wens geld. Toen zei hulle nee, die government die weer geld om voor te gaan. Nie. Ja. Ons die mensen gebruiken dit nou als pakijzer, want hulle weet niet wat om te doen nie. Anders die potten uitgehaald.
And what do you use for toilets now?
Bucket system. Ja, ons voelt een beetje slecht volgens die raadslid ook. Ik zei wat hij eerste begin wat hij doet, dank je altijd dat ze hier voorbij rijdt, Campbell het. Die plakkers del schooltoilets, eigenlijk die hele Campbell. Maar hij zei toen ik hem achterkom te zien, nee, is nog steeds die bucket system. En die bucket system maakt die mensen ziek, geeft die mensen TB en allerlei type goeders. Ja.
Auditor General reports are showing a target was set 5 years ago to eradicate more than 12,000 bucket toilet systems in these regions. Yet, only a modest 1,200 have been upgraded. Shockingly, in the 2022 to 2023 fiscal year, only 3% of the available $28.5 million budget was spent on toilet upgrades, leaving many citizens to endure unsanitary conditions. More than 1,700 schools in South Africa still use illegal pit toilets, showing neglect for learners' basic rights. These toilets abuse rights to sanitation, health, education, dignity, privacy, and sometimes life. More than 1 million South African children face daily physical and health risks. The Department of Basic Education has delayed the deadline for removing pit toilets, now set for March 2025.
It's a death trap that should have been eradicated years ago. But young children at far too many schools across South Africa are still having to use pit latrines, particularly for such small youngsters like these at Jupiter Preschool in Limpopo province. The notorious toilets are full of dangers. As recently as March, Yet another child died in the Eastern Cape after falling into one of them. Some of the children can't get used to them. The older ones, aged 2 to 3, prefer using the potty training toilets because they're scared of the pit. They can see the hole and fear they might fall in. They're not safe at all. It is 10 years since 5-year-old Michael drowned in a pit latrine in this village in Limpopo. His parents say government has failed to keep its promises made following his death. We had an agreement with the government that they would get rid of all the pit latrines in our schools and community where children are at risk. However, when we look around, they only fixed the ones close to Michael's school and our house. When we go to other sites, many children are still in real danger, and we really don't want to see something like that happen ever again.
Despite government efforts to improve conditions, including motions to eradicate pit latrines and bucket toilets, progress has been slow. The continued prevalence of these degrading facilities is a significant concern 3 decades into democracy. Critics say the lack of real improvements comes down to poor governance, corruption, and the struggle to keep up with fast urbanization of informal settlements. Experts point out the failure to provide essential services is due to challenges like resource mismanagement and the absence of political commitment. Poor planning and a lack of coordination among stakeholders compound the issue, resulting in repeated delays. Efforts to replace bucket toilets with flush systems often fall short due to non-existent wastewater infrastructure, while contractual disputes continue to slow progress. Municipalities tasked with bucket collection have been inconsistent in their duties, worsening the situation. The need for decent sanitation isn't just about convenience. It's about dignity and human rights. The development of innovative, water-efficient sanitation solutions is essential to offering safe and dignified alternatives that do not rely on traditional sewer systems. While South Africa is steadily working to dismantle the infamous bucket toilet system, the journey is far from over. UNN is changing the face of news. Join us for our weekly Field Messenger meetings and learn how you can make a difference. Visit unitednetwork.earth for more information. Thanks for watching.